Hey, how you doing? This is Tyson Franklin, and as you'll see, I'm wearing the same shirt right now that I wore on the last video. The reason that is not because it's a week later, it's because I've shot this video straight after the last one. The reason I wanted to shoot it straight away and release it a week later is I mentioned something at the end of the last video, and it was I said that when I was at primary school, I got fourth place a number of times in the 100 meters. And it used to really annoy me because back in my day, you didn't get a ribbon just for participating. You only got a ribbon for first, second, and third. I don't know if you can hear the neighbor, but the neighbor's obviously grinding something in their backyard at the moment. Anyway, I shall continue. So right through from what I can remember, grade 3, I came third. First place, Tony Jansen. Second place, Greg Lacey. Third place, Daryl Lapworth. Anyway, go to grade 4, same thing. Grade 5, same thing. Grade 6, same thing. Grade 7, same thing. Tony Jansen, Greg Lacey, Daryl Lapworth. Fourth place, Tyson Franklin. Actually, once I came fifth because I fell over and I had to get up. Can't remember which year that was. Got beaten by Ian Ennis. Now, you might be wondering, has this scarred me at all? You sort of wonder because it has stuck with me the whole time. But let's move ahead. I finally get to high school. We have that big break. I get to high school. Tony Jansen, Greg Lacey go to one particular school. I go to a different school with with Daryl Lapworth. Anyway, sports carnival comes around. Daryl Lapworth and I are in the final 100 meters. I'm like, okay, well, at least here I might get a ribbon. I might even come second if everything goes well. We did the race, and all of a sudden, boom, over the finish line, and I won that particular race. And I went, oh my God, I finally beat Daryl Lapworth. How awesome is that? Then we go to the zone championship. So our school up against all the other schools. We get there. We're in the final 100 meters. Who's in the 100 meters? Tony Jansen, Greg Lacey, myself, and a few other people. Daryl Lapworth was there. But I knew I could beat him. So I thought, I might even come third here at the zone. How awesome is this? So we do the race. And next thing, holy crap, I won. Who came second? Tony Jansen, Greg Lacey, Daryl Lapworth came fourth. Didn't really matter. Didn't get a ribbon. From that point onwards, I never got beaten by those three ever in my life. Now, why am I sharing this with you? It was one of those things that I really used to like running, but I was never the best. But I was persistent and I just kept doing it. But as time went on and the years went on, I just naturally and physically got better until I got faster and faster, and very few times, never got beaten at high school. Zone, never got beaten, but yes, did get beaten at regional because there were some real fast buggers that were there too. But the thing is, the reason I'm telling you this is I just think if you're doing something at the moment and you're not doing as well as what you think you should, or you're underperforming, as long as you don't stop, I think eventually you will get that ribbon. You might get that third place, you might get the second, and eventually you might get that first place. But if you stop and if you give up, look, I could have done in primary school so many times, especially when I fell over, came fifth behind Ian Ennis, that's just life. Not much you can do about that. But as you can understand, it's one of these things. Just be persistent. It's not always going to go your way. Things are going to happen. You can step in a pothole, which is how I fell over. But I think if you keep going and you just keep running your own race and don't worry about what anybody else is doing, you will eventually get there in the end. Will you always come first? Not necessarily, but I think as long as you're always putting in and you cross that finishing line, goes back to that time that I fell over. When I fell over once in front of the whole school, and when you're in primary school, that could be pretty damaging. I fell over. I could have just laid there and gone, well, I wasn't going to win anyway. I may as well just give up. But I didn't. I got up and I actually busted my ass to get to the finish line. What's interesting, though, I think that was actually grade 7. I reckon now in hindsight that I'm thinking about, if I hadn't fallen over, I may be beaten Daryl Lapworth at Ian. I may have come third. I may have even beat the other ones. I'll never know because I fell. But the thing is, I got up after falling down and I kept running and I got to the finish line and I got fifth and I didn't get a ribbon. Bloody hell. But once I got to high school, I did. I hope that makes sense. I hope you get something out of that. The other part, like I said, if you're enjoying these videos, please Let me know. Feel free to send me an email whenever you feel like it, tf@tysonfranklin.com. And if you're enjoying the videos, please click the subscribe button. Tell your podiatry friends that these videos are there. Unless you have none, then you're just going to have to keep them to yourself. Okay, I'll talk to you again next week. Bye. And I'll have a different shirt on, I'm sure. See ya.